Hello, welcome to day 16 of Vlogmas, such as it is. You may have noticed there was no mini in the intro. That's because I had taken my teal mini out, I'd started knitting with it, and I got to a frayed part. And I distinctly remember this in the original skein. So it was something that was dyed for me by a friend a while back. And it was not a professional dyer. It was not somebody who was a yarn dyer. It was just a trial thing. And I remember there being a couple of frayed spots in the skein. And I thought I had gotten rid of them all when I wound it into minis. I really hope that none of the people I gave minis of that to got frayed spots, but I did. So there is no square added to the blanket today because I cannot find my big bag of minis. It's in the house somewhere. I have no idea where. So tomorrow I'm going to go on actually probably after I'm done work tonight, I'm going to go on a hunt to see if I can find them because I don't have enough to make it through the last, how many days is it now? 9 days left? I have 1, 2, yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minis left, plus today's. So I'm missing 2 to finish this up. And plus I want to keep going in January. Like I'm not going to do it every day all the time, but I do want to keep, going with the blanket. And so there is no blanket square for today. I will figure it out at some point and I'll have a picture of it tomorrow before in the intro. But for today, there has been none. And I'm a little annoyed because I was halfway through the square when I got to the frayed spot. It was not the issue that I've had with yarn here, where carpet beetles got at it. That was not the problem with the skein. It has never been outside of sealed bags. It has been safely stored and so on and so forth. The only things that have been hurt have been a couple of minis that were left laying out and somehow fell on the floor. And, well, anyway, I'm really hoping to get rid of the carpet soon. So, but anyway, that was something that happened to that one, and I was a little put out because I was already halfway down the square, and this one stupid hair just will not, it's going to stay, okay, it's about that long, so it's going to stay there. It's going to do what it wants. That's fine. It's been a day. Anybody who lives in the eastern part of Ontario knows it's been a day. We got, I put pictures in the intro and a little bit of video that Zach took while I was driving. It was safe. It was fine. I was not operating a camera. And some that I took out the window here earlier in the day. So yeah, we got a bit of snow, which has made work tonight interesting. I'm recording this during my lunch break because it has been a crazy day. And yeah, it's been a little insane and people are super cranky. So that's been fun. I get it. I understand the frustration. I have also had flights disrupted by snow and so on and so forth. This is a risk you take when flying in winter. It's not the first time it's happened. It certainly won't be the last. It's just a thing that happens in winter. Not much we can do about it. So anyway, that's the fun I've been having tonight. I did finish section 1 of the Papillon shawl last night. It's a shawl that's done in 3 sections with these wider off contrast color sections between each knitting section. So this is section 1. This is where I was yesterday when I showed it to you. So I did this part. And the thing is that I have to be looking at the pattern the whole time, and there's a lot of counting involved, and I can't have any distractions when I'm knitting on this. So I didn't make any progress today because I was working, and I'm hoping to get a little bit done tonight after I am finished working. And I didn't put the little flashlighty thing here so you're not seeing the colors. It's not showing up. It's showing up really blue and washed out. I mean, you can see the colors here, but it's like way more stunning close up. So I finished section 1, and I took my planner, and I took my planner. Sandy and Kate have been a good influence. So I have started, sorry, just reaching here. I have started breaking it down. There are 2 more sections, and there are 12 parts in each section. So I'm breaking it down. I'm calculating the stitch counts for each section so I know which ones I need to leave more time for. Some of these sections are like super, super long, and some are really, really short. So it's, I've been breaking it down by stitch count, and I'm going to have a little tracker thingy on here that I can keep track. And I've given myself a deadline. Christy is just like, finish it when you finish it. I've given myself a deadline. Christy is going to Vogue New York, Vogue Knitting Live in New York City in February. I'm a try. I'm making no guarantees. She knows this, and I'm going to do my best, because last night after I finished knitting, wow, my arm hurt. The wrapping and turning is awkward. And like it's not an easy knit. I mean, it is, but it's not an easy knit. It's challenging. So I'm doing my best. I'm working on it, and I'm hoping to get it done before she goes to Vogue Knitting Live, because I would love for her to have it as a boot sample there. That's all the knitting I did. I have done nothing today whatsoever. Today was a day off from the office job, so I ran around. It took me an embarrassingly long time to get the car out of the parking space. They didn't plow here until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So Zach had shoveled the steps, and he shoveled the route to the car, and then he had to shovel out behind the car because there was 2 feet of snow accumulated behind the car. It was not a fun day. So yeah, I was just like, I'm hermiting. I'm never leaving the house again. We're done. So it's kind of funny because I'm really hoping that we don't have any big snowstorms while my brother and his wife are away. They're going to Mexico over Christmas. And so the reason this affects me is because they have a lot of pets. They have 3 cats. I don't know if they still have a hedgehog. They have a pig. It's a big pig. It's not a little teeny pet pig. It is a big pig. And it lives in the house. It is a pet. It is not a friendly pig. It has decided that it does not like my son. He's the one taking care of the pets. Every time he goes into the house, the pet attacks him and bites him. And this is a fairly substantially sized pig. And it goes after his calves if he's walking around. If it can reach his hands, it will try to bite his hands. The last time he went over to their house to babysit the kids, he came back with his hands all bloody. And I was like, what happened to you? And he's like, pig. Didn't give me any more explanation than that. Pig. So a few weeks later, we had to bring something over to them. And we went into the house. And sure enough, like the pig was perfectly fine with me. Sauntered over very nonchalantly. And then lunged at Zach's calf and bit him. And I was like, what? This pig has decided Zach is not an acceptable person and will bite him at any opportunity. And Zach is like the pet whisperer. All animals love him. It's crazy. So we have no idea why this pig has a problem with Zach. Well, I mean, we have a clue, but honestly, he should have gotten over it by now. Basically, when Zach was babysitting the kids, my nephew had a tantrum. Zach yelled at him. The pig then decided Zach was a threat. But the fact that he's been over multiple times since then, and there's been no yelling, and there's been no aggression, and there's been, we can't figure out why the pig will let it go. But yeah, aggressive pig. And he's like a good 60 pounds, I think, at this point. Like he's not like a huge pig that like you'd send to market, like 500-600 pounds, but he's a fairly substantial animal. And he can headbutt you and knock you over. Like he's big. When they first got him, he was about this big, and he was teeny tiny and cute. He was about 8 pounds, I think. Yeah, he's not that little anymore. I'd say he's probably, lengthwise, he is the width of my dining room table. So he's about 3 feet long, I think. He's a pretty big pig. Anyway, this is a hilarious running gag about how Zach has to carry a box lid in front of him to shield him from the pig. So we'll see how that goes. I may have to go in and let the pig do his little running around thing and then put him back in his pen before Zach can come in to, like, while Zach changes his litter and stuff. He's a litter trained pig. It's kind of hilarious because he'll run around the house and they have all like tile and laminate and stuff like that. So you hear the pig skittering across the floor. It's hilarious. Anyway, at first, when they first got him, Zach was like, Mom, we got to get a pig. And I was like, nope. And now he's like, good call. So, yeah. There's going to be pig babysitting. I will try to get pictures and video for you guys because they will be leaving before Christmas. They leave on the 20th. So there will be at least 4 Vlogmas days where I could share pig video with you guys. So I will do my best to do that. And there are 3 cats. One is a kitten. One is, I think she's a ragdoll. She's white and different color splotches. And they have one that's a Sphinx. Oh, this cat is so cute and affectionate. Like she just wants body heat. But oh my God, she's cuddly. So I will try and get some video of the pets for you guys. George is not very camera friendly. She's like, piss off. I don't want to be around you. She's not a cuddly, affectionate cat. She never has been. So yeah, I got no knitting to show you. My tea was strawberry rhubarb parfait, which is one of my favorite teas. Absolute favorites. I love this one. So I'm hoarding it for my trip. I have an upcoming trip and I'm hoarding it because I want to share it with somebody. And so I'm going to hang on to that. I just didn't have time to make tea today. Like it never came up. I was never able to make tea. It's been a day. So we shall reprise with the minis and the tea tomorrow and hope for a better outcome. I'm really hoping I can find my big bag of minis because it's really bugging me that I don't know where it is. I know I've seen it since we moved in, but that was a while ago and I don't remember where it was. So it could be anywhere by now. It's actually not that big a house and it's a bit embarrassing that I can't find it. So anyway, I'm going to go on a long search for it. And apparently I butchered the pronunciation of Donal Gleason's name, if I'm understanding how Kate described the pronunciation. Or Donal, but I completely butchered it yesterday because I'd never heard it said aloud before. And that is a common problem with me, is that if I've never heard something said aloud, I often have a lot of difficulty understanding how to pronounce it. I've told you guys about the word serendipity and how I learned it off a sewing pattern that my mom had. I had the same problem with the name Penelope. I had no idea how that was pronounced. It was embarrassing the first time I heard it said out loud. And I was like, how would you spell that? And they showed me, I'm like, oh, that makes way more sense. It is a common problem for avid readers because we'll read things in books and we never hear them said out loud, especially when you read stuff like period novels and like Victorian era novels and stuff that has language that isn't necessarily still used. Stuff like I mean, I read words in Ivanhoe that I've never heard said out loud. A lot of stuff that happened, Shakespeare we read a lot of in high school, and I'd never heard any of those words said out loud before. And I went to a French high school, so they weren't necessarily pronouncing them all properly either. There were a couple where I had to go, I'm not sure that's how you say that. Because I was one of the only fluently English kids in my class. I am Francophone first, and my first language is French, but I do speak English fluently, I hope. Most people can't tell it's my second language until I get stuck. So anyway, I have got to finish doing my math tonight and draw my little tracker thingy down here, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I got none of my goals accomplished today. Not a single one. Not one. I was like, why is there October and November at the end of the book? Because it's the end of next year. So I did fill out some of this week. And I had some goals for today, right here. I didn't get to any of them. Not a one. That's okay. I'll get to some of them after work, and some of them I will get to tomorrow during work. But for tonight, my goal is to finish my math and draw my tracker. So, and maybe find a couple of neat stickers, because I do have like a big bag of stickers that I got from Annie a few years ago. So that's going to be the rest of my evening, and I have 5 minutes before I have to get back to work. So I will do my best to edit this throughout the evening and get it up as soon as I can, and I hope you all have a great night. See you tomorrow. Bye.